Welcome back. Welcome. Welcome to Zombocom. You can do anything at Zombocom. Welcome. Welcome to Zombocom. Do you guys remember? Do any of you remember Zombocom? Zombocom was so much fun. I had a friend who used to do a lot of voices and such, and a lot of like really strange stuff, and really a character. And one of his voices was exactly the Zombocom voice, and a lot of people actually suspected that maybe he was the creator of Zombocom, but I have it on pretty good authority that he wasn't. Anyway, Zombocom, I missed Zombocom. I love when things reference Zombocom. Referential comedy is really good. Anyway, today was an interesting day, kind of a laid-back day of sorts. Peaceful. I had a lot of peace. My facial hair grows funny. I think I had a lot of peace. Wait, what was I? Oh yeah, about waking up today. And getting ready in the morning, which was kind of strange, kind of unusual. Maybe because even though I was a little rushed because I slept in kind of late, I also wasn't. I had time to like sit down and eat breakfast at the table and drink some coffee and listen to some podcasts and go about a little bit. It wasn't just straight out of bed, shower, dress, brush teeth, and get to work. Maybe that's why. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow's like. Gotta be in a little bit earlier tomorrow than I'm supposed to, but not as early as I used to. So we'll see. Gonna do a lot of driving tomorrow. Probably like 3 hours of driving. But that's fun. I enjoy that. I'll listen to music or podcasts or something during that time. So I'm actually pretty happy about it. And then by arriving early, I might leave early. And that'll be nice. Get started on my break. I was starting to have an interesting conversation today with a colleague. Was actually starting to have this conversation with some friends even prior in the last few days. Time is a very interesting thing, and the hardest part about the car business is the time of it. There's some long hours in the car business. There can be long hours in any business, and that's true. But it's not the long hours that scare me. It's how they're being used, what you're doing with that time, what you're really building towards. I mean, I love the Volvo brand, and the fact that that's the brand I represent is crucial to me. I would not be in the car industry for any other brand. Maybe Tesla, maybe. But Volvo is so important to me. I really believe in the company for, first of all, as a Volvo owner. I don't know, what, 9 years now? Maybe? So I have, firsthand customer experience. The cars are just fantastic. The ideals, what the company stands for. I believe it truly is a lifestyle company, a lifestyle brand. The trips I've done, I'm not going to go into that right now, but it's a true belief I have. But the way that they protect what's important to you, which is, let's be honest, yourself, your passengers, the environment, the way the cars are designed for you, unparalleled comfort, and convenience and luxury and driver assistance I mean, they're just absolutely incredible. And they're too, like, car manufacturers have bad design in a lot of ways, especially with infotainment systems. But Volvos are good. I mean, they're not great, but they're good. And they're getting a lot better. It was my first Volvo, a 2004 S60. It was the first car I ever got into that gave me a wow factor, where I sat in it and I knew it was right. I knew it was the right car for me. It was just an experience it's hard to describe. The way it felt right. The cockpit was designed around me. The seat was so comfortable. The engine, the throttle response, the steering control, it's just everything about it was perfect for me. Now I drive a C30, a 2013 C30, and it's such a good car. Volvo is such a good brand. They make such good cars. It's really incredible, and I feel special. I really feel special in my Volvos. I'm a lifelong Volvo person. I could dabble in other stuff. I could dabble in supercars. That's a different fit. It's a different niche than... It's for different purposes in a Volvo. And I could dabble in a Tesla maybe in the future. And I could dabble in other cars, but like... Volvo is so important to me, and hopefully my family, and I'd like to see some of my friends. But at the end of the day, do I really think that cars are right? And that's where the hours get me, because at the end of the day, I'm still involved with peddling cars to people. And yes, I realize that's not going to change anytime soon. People are going to be buying cars for a long time to come. But as a futurist, as a technologist, I'd like to see less individual ownership of cars. As I'm not really an environmentalist per se, but I do care. And it pains me that so many cars drive with one passenger, with not even a passenger, with one person who is the driver. So infrequently do they have 2 or 3 or more passengers. That's such a waste of fuel, of energy. It's such a harm to the environment. It's so much congestion. It causes so much space to be devoted to cars. I mean, parking lots and highways and just... But again, that's not something that's going to change tomorrow. That's going to take some time. We still have to make advances in self-driving car technology, and so much else has to develop to meet that. So at the end of the day, while people are still buying cars, I think it's important that they should be buying Volvos, and that's why I work at a Volvo dealer. Because it's important. Now, I'm not going to say that cars are my thing necessarily. And so it comes back to this. The hours are long. And the mission is important insofar as the world we live in is currently one of massive vehicle ownership. Until the world is different, that's the world we're in. And it's important to try and get as many Volvos on the road as possible. But the hours are still long. And anyway, I'm not going to get too in depth with this any more than I already have, because there's things I need to think about. Not being in the sales position anymore, the income potential is not what it once was. When I first started out, it was sales, and I got to weigh that. I'm very thankful to work where I work, and I'm very thankful to have a job, and the company I work for is fantastic. But I do need to be aware of my income, and with that, I need to be aware of my time. So anyway, I'm just having conversations about this. It's weighing on me. The holidays are coming closer, and I'm used to large amounts of time to myself and with my family around the holidays. I've been very blessed with my work schedules. I would usually take off somewhere around 10 days or so at the end of November, counting weekends, of course, and the holiday, Thanksgiving and whatnot, but usually around 10 days straight. And I was able to do some really nice schedules in December. I think December is typically runs like 5 weeks almost. Wait, 31 days? 7 times 5 would be 35, so not 5 weeks. What am I trying to say? 31 days. I would usually work about 9 of them, so is that right? I think I would do the first 3 weeks I would work 3 days. So I would work like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the first 3 weeks of December. Or maybe it wasn't Monday, maybe it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, something along those lines. So by working 3 days a week, I was having 4 days off in a row. I was working less days. I was working less days than I had off. But after those first 3 weeks of 3 days, the whole rest of the month I had off. And I had that for a couple of years at a previous employer, because I would basically just save up my vacation and use it then, or use very little throughout the year and do that. So basically November and December, I barely worked at all. And in the car business, that's not the way it works. You don't get away with that. And it's new to me, and it's strange. And if I'm going to go through that, then I'm really going to have to get myself mentally prepared for that. To not have all that time off, all that time with family. Anyway, this is a very, I guess, personal vlog today. So do with it what you will. If you liked it, like it. If you want to share it, share it. If you haven't already followed me, subscribe. If this rings anything with you, rings a chord with you, makes you think of anything, comment, send a video response, and I'll catch you all later.